Welcome to the books Bible study. We are continuing in Leviticus chapter 20, verse 1 says, Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, verse 2, Again you shall say to the children of Israel, whoever of the children of Israel or of the strangers who dwell in Israel, who gives any of his descendants to Moloch, he shall surely be put to death. The people of the land shall stone him with stones. Verse 3, I will set my face against that man and will cut him off from his people, because he has given some of his descendants to Moloch to defile my sanctuary and profane my holy name. So remember, Moloch is a false god who one of the ways they worshipped him was to sacrifice their children. Verse 4 says, And if the people of the land should in any way hide their eyes from the man when he gives some of his descendants to Moloch, and they do not kill him, verse 5, then I will set my face against that man and against his family, and I will cut him off from his people and all who prostitute themselves with him to commit harlotry with Moloch. So if you knew of this and you didn't do anything, right, he said he will cut you off from the people as well. So harlotry is spiritual adultery as well as idolatry, because you are not committed to the one God, right? Verse 6, And the people who turns to mediums and familiar spirits to prostitute himself with them, I will set my face against that person and cut him off from his people. Verse 7, Consecrate yourselves therefore and be holy, for I am the Lord your God. Verse 8, And you shall keep my statutes and perform them. I am the Lord who sanctifies you. Verse 9, For everyone who curses his father or his mother shall be put to death. He has cursed his father or his mother. His blood shall be upon him. Verse 10, The man who commits adultery with another man's wife, he who commits adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. So here come the reasons why death is prescribed, right? And this tells you how serious God is about adultery, whether it is physical or spiritual adultery. Right? Verse 11 says, The man who lies with his father's wife has uncovered his father's nakedness, which we learned in the chapters before that means there's some illicit sexual act or sexual relations going on. It says, Both of them shall be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. Verse 12, If a man lies with his daughter-in-law, both of them shall surely be put to death. They have committed perversion. Their blood shall be upon them. So perversion identifies a disorder in God's purpose for a thing, right? So it causes confusion by doing it a different way than what God said, right? Verse 13 says, If a man lies with a male as he lies with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. Verse 14, If a man marries a woman and her mother, it is wickedness. They shall be burned with fire, both he and they, that there may be no wickedness among you. Verse 15, If a man mates with an animal, he shall surely be put to death, and you shall kill the animal. Verse 16, If a woman approaches any animal and mates with it, you shall kill the woman and the animal. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood is upon them. Verse 17, If a man takes his sister, his father's daughter, or his mother's daughter, and sees her nakedness, and she sees his nakedness, it is a wicked thing, and they shall be cut off in the sight of their people. He has uncovered his sister's nakedness, he shall bear his guilt. Verse 18, If a man lies with a woman during her sickness and uncovers her nakedness, he has exposed her flow, and she has uncovered the flow of her blood. Both of them shall be cut off from their people. Verse 19, You shall not uncover the nakedness of your mother's sister nor your father's sister, for that would uncover his next of kin, his near of kin. They shall bear their guilt. Verse 20, If a man lies with his uncle's wife, he has uncovered his uncle's nakedness. They shall bear their sin. They shall die childless. Verse 21, If a man takes his brother's wife, it is an unclean thing. He has uncovered his brother's nakedness. They shall be childless. Verse 22, You shall therefore keep all my statutes and all my judgments and perform them, that the land where I am bringing you to dwell may not vomit you out. Verse 23, And you shall not walk in the statutes of the nations which I am casting out before you, for they committed all these things, and therefore I abhor them. So every single thing that we listed that God said for them not to do, This is what was already going on in Canaan, right? Verse 24 says, but I have said to you, you shall inherit their land, and I will give it to you to possess, a land flowing with milk and honey. I am the Lord your God, who has separated you from the peoples. Verse 25, you shall therefore distinguish between clean animals and unclean, between unclean birds and clean, and you shall not make yourselves abominable by beast or by bird or by any kind of living thing that creeps on the ground, which I have separated from you as unclean. Verse 26, and you shall be holy to me, for I, the Lord, am holy, and have separated you from the peoples that you should be mine. This is why there should be a separation, right? Because we belong to a holy God. Verse 27 says, a man or a woman who is a medium or who has familiar spirits shall surely be put to death. They shall stone them with stones. Their blood shall be upon them. So Leviticus chapter 20 gives us the things that can be done where death will be prescribed, right? And even where people will end up childless, right? Depending on which thing they did against God. And so these are moral laws as well. So these are laws that we follow still today, right? So that concludes Leviticus chapter 20. Stay tuned for Leviticus chapter 21. God bless.